What is going on, everybody? Anon here, and our friends at Watts here getting Tricksy, and I'm not talking about The Hobbit. I had this weird feeling with Marvel superheroes ever since we got allocations. The fact that commander displays were super, super tight, Jumpstart was super, super tight. Something didn't quite feel right, and today they dropped the bombshell. Now, late last week, there was a second wave of commander decks coming to market. It looks like it's somewhere in the 50 to 60,000 commander deck display range, which is an astronomical amount. But the EV of commander decks is very strong. And today we find out that there's open order for Marvel Superheroes Jumpstart. The best value in the set. The boxes are selling for $165. The expected value of the cards inside are like $335. We all knew it was too good to be true. We all knew there was no way in hell they were going to short print it. Now, I had a hunch they were going to push some of the stuff through Amazon, but Jumpstart didn't make a whole lot of sense because Jumpstart's not going to sell on Amazon. Commander displays do sell on Amazon to some extent through their dumps, but not to the volume that they want. And here we are. So, WotC opened open orders for Jumpstart. Distributors made calls today to accumulate the orders for their own order book. They're now submitting orders to WotC to see what the allocations look like. My guess is distribution is probably going to get everything that they asked for. And the value of the Jumpstart booster box is going to slowly erode over the next 2 to 3 months. Now, the cards in Jumpstart, they are worth their weight in gold at this point. It's an absolute fantastic product, but people are going to start cracking it for singles now that there's product out there. And, things are going to go relatively crazy. And just so you guys have some idea, Avatar Jumpstart has basically been on open order since the product came out. The allocations, which was a little concerning, I basically got 100% of the Avatar Jumpstart that I asked for, which is the first time in probably since Tarkir where an allocation for any SKU whatsoever in Marvel was given out 100%. So there's that. And then when it came to Marvel, my allocation was like 10% of what I got for Avatar, 15%. And I was looking at the numbers and they didn't make any sense, because why would you design a product and then super short print it? And it turns out they short printed it because they figured out how to manipulate the market. When you short print or when you short ship, I should say, a product to distribution, everybody in the world gets their allocations and they're like, where's the Jumpstart? I don't know where the Jumpstart is. And then everybody starts to say, well, it must be short printed because I didn't get a whole lot of products. It didn't get fucking short printed, you idiot. WotC's sitting on it. So what they did was they short shipped to distribution. They created excitement and hype around the product because there's some banger cards in there. Like I said, the expected value is like $350 for the singles. And once the price creeps up and everybody has this price memory in their head, they're going to dump a shit pile of product on the market. And the market will accept the product because there's now a perceived value. Whereas with Avatar Jumpstart, the product was in the shitter from day one. Nobody wanted it. It was toxic. And WotC stuck, with a bunch of product where nobody wants to take it because outside of a handful of cards, it is hot garbage. So it does seem like WotC has figured out what to do. And then the same thing with commander displays. Everything was short. We got the commander displays. They quite honestly didn't move up nearly what they should have with an expected value in the 300s. And when I say expected value, if you were to break it for singles, just take all the singles, 50 cents or higher, sell them on TCG Player, that's what your gross proceeds would be if you sold every card. Obviously, you'd have to back fees out, etc. But in either one of those scenarios, whether it's commander displays or Jumpstart, your net proceeds after shipping and fees would be substantially higher than what you paid for the product. Most certainly if you got it from at distribution price, but even in the market where the prices are today. So some people may say it's a little bait and switchy, which it is, but we all should have known better. Anybody who would have potentially thought that any of these items were short printed and WotC wasn't going to cash in or extract the full amount of value for a product they developed is living on a different fucking planet than the rest of us. So I think that's super, super fascinating, especially when you look at the Hobbit allocations. So Hobbit play, it's a little tighter. Now, in my opinion, plays a little tighter. They're going to come and they're going to dump a second wave of play. 2 weeks after release, we already know there's a second wave of Marvel superheroes play coming. There's going to be a second wave of play coming. We've gotten a second wave of play for every single release except for Strixhaven within a couple weeks of release, and the products just sat on the market. Now with Strixhaven, there was so much demand. The second wave blended with the first wave. Again, this is me paraphrasing or my educated guess, and all of the product got pushed out at release, and it didn't matter because everybody wanted the boxes. My guess is the same is going to happen with the Hobbit, but the other thing that's interesting is the Commander displays are, call it 15 to 20% lower than the Hobbit. Again, I'm sorry, collector boxes. Collector boxes aren't going to come in a second wave, I don't think. So my guess is they're all going to get pushed through Amazon, and these guys are just going to whore the shit out of it and extract direct-to-consumer as much as they can. We're getting a ton of bundles. We're getting a ton of draft nights. We're getting a ton of gift bundles. So there's a ton of product coming out. But, kind of lesson for all of us. These guys have gone from let's dump as much shit on the market as we can to we're going to do it in 2 waves, and we'll keep the first wave moderate, and then we'll just pile on and drown the market, which is idiotic. It doesn't work. So here they pulled back a little bit more at release. They juiced the product. You get the price up from $100 at distro cost to $160, and then you flood the market. The market's going to accept the product, and they've effectively fixed the problem of the market rejecting the product. So it's just something to keep in mind here. Now, I ordered a lot of this. I have no idea what my orders are going to look like. But I do think regardless of what WotC prints, it's all going to disappear relatively quickly because of the value and the fact that the singles are not going to erode nearly as quickly as the boxes hit the market. I'm sure there's going to be a point where the booster boxes, because you're all going to have the broke-ass Timmy stores that dump the product, they're going to probably push it down to 125, 135, and then people are going to buy it to crack singles because the singles, the EV is going to be 350, then 325, and it's going to sit there for a while because there are people buying the singles. So it's going to be interesting to see what happens. I do want to point out that the collector displays, the collector booster displays, let's click on this real quick, are still sitting at $475. $475 with 183 on the market for this set is a fantastic number. The sell-through is good. People want the product. The special chase cards in here are good, meaning the comic book covers. These are a very well-designed product. They're quite good. It seems like there's not nearly the spikiness that we've seen in some of the booster or the collector boxes in the past. So that's what we have for Marvel. Again, it's going to be interesting to see. I'll let you guys know how much of what I've asked for actually comes through. But with the Marvel play boxes, I know the majority of the second wave has already been allocated and it's already gone. So even though the play boxes, last I checked, they were sitting at 115. We'll take a look here real quick. Yeah, 112 with my favorite shitbag who sends the wrong shit every single time. Oh, it's a sealed display. Nah, I'm just going to send you a bunch of smashed loose decks from Sam's Club. I digress. $113. The expected value of these is still somewhere in the 125 range. with a 25 for 50 cent. I think it's 50-cent SIF floor. The product's going to hold up. My biggest concern, and the sell-through is great. You look at Avatar, there's still Avatar available at distribution, available in the Wizards warehouse. There's been almost 12,000 boxes of Avatar that have sold. There's only 6,400 boxes here. So I'm guessing there's a very, very long way to go until the stock's out. So we'll see what happens. It's going to be a good box to hold long term. Yeah, we'll just have to see. In other news, it does look like WotC is starting to run out of foundations. Jumpstart, I don't have a definitive yet, but Magazine Exchange is out. Universal's out. PhD has fewer than 500 boxes. GTS is out outside of a couple markets. And I mean, Southern has a lot of product that they just got in, but some of those distributors, they don't stock out. And the fact that they're stocking out right now leads me to believe that Foundation's Jumpstart is it's either gone or it's just about gone. So another thing of note with Avatar, there is a new Avatar movie coming out in the next couple weeks. I don't know if that's going to push any demand toward the play boxes or not. The reason why the play boxes have taken a leg down after recovering is because they are available in the WotC warehouse, but with the WotC software issue for 2 months, distro wasn't able to purchase boxes. So it looked like distribution was out, but they are in fact not out. So anyway, guys, just wanted to talk to you about this. I find it fascinating that they're learning. Now we just have to react and be like, hey, we got more boxes coming. We need to sell them, move them through the system. So when the next wave comes, we can process the next wave. So anyway, guys, like the video, subscribe to the channel, join the Discord, and have a good night.